Hi, I'm Tom. Today we're going to do some work on my 1948, and I believe it's a 48. That's steel. Somebody said the 48s were aluminum or tin, and so the VIN tag's going off this thing. I have no idea. I know that at some point they went to the 6-speed transmission. This has the high-low range on it, so I think around 1950 maybe is when they changed it. So it could be a 47, 48, or 49 is what I'm told. I was told when I bought it, when my cousin bought it, that it was a 48, and so I've always just called it a 48. But today we're gonna put the grill back on. Get this with some more green paint. I got a couple things to paint up on it. Put the flywheel back on, and see if I can get it buttoned up a little bit. I hope you enjoy the video, and if you haven't already taken a moment, please do so to hit the subscribe button down below, and then hit the bell icon so that you won't miss any future videos. Let's get this thing back together. Normally with these mufflers on everything that I take the muffler off, I take Rust-Oleum high temperature paint and paint them, and it seems to really extend the life on them. I'm pretty sure this was a brand new muffler last year because, well, it sat outside. It's still solid, so I want to just wire brush it and put some high temp paint on it, and that should preserve it for a while longer. I believe the screw holes in there are 3/8, so I'm going to use stainless steel, and I think that'll make it so that it comes out easy. It came out okay, but the last thing I want to do is bust a bolt off down inside the manifold and have to easy out that. I've already got to easy out the bolt hole on the other side where the grill goes on. So it's just tucked in there right now, but I can get it out of the garage. I figured out if I unhook the lift, jam a 2x6 under here, I can squeak it out. But I want to put this tractor up in the tractor shed, put the super seam here jammed in the corner, and then my little Mahindra will fit here for the winter. So the goal right now is to change the switch, get this back on, put the cover on there, and then fix the ground, and then this thing can move out and the super seat can come back in. I do want to take it for a little ride and winterize the fuel and everything. The last thing I want is the carburetor float to be screwed up and then the gas goes into the crankcase. That's a real pain when that happens. So those are the things that are laying ahead for me to get done. When my cousin hauled these, he ran a chain right through here and put a binder on it, and that kind of messed up the paint a little bit, and I really don't care about having an immaculate paint job on this because really it's not gonna be a show tractor, it's gonna be a work tractor. And I don't know what the future of this tractor is because it was my cousin's. It does have sentimental value. I don't really have a lot of use for it. So I don't know. I don't want to get this owned because I got rid of this tractor either. And I'm not really a John Deere guy, but it was a gift, and so I kind of feel like a jerk if I give away or sell a gift. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have to do anything with it because I've probably got about $800 into it with the starter and some different parts here and there. That's about it, about $800 into this tractor. So if it's worth $2,000, it's $1,200 in my pocket, and you know my cousin's tractor is gone. So I don't know. I don't know what's sentimental, what's not. My Super C is sentimental with my brother's. I'll never get rid of that. But the Super C has a fast hitch, and I have a bunch of attachments for it. This just has the drawbar, and I don't really have anything to tow with it other than a manure spreader, which will look stupid behind it because it's just a little cub spreader. So we'll see. We'll see what the future has in store, but I want to clean this up, paint it, put this back together, fix the switch, the ground, and then put the cover back on and move it out. I have this zoomed in just a little bit. I have to unhook this rod again off the starter in order to put the cover back on, and that's not going to be super fun because it has to come down through the top. It only goes in one way from what I can tell. Maybe one of you guys who does John Deere can shed some light on it, but so I'm just using a hairpin in here. I have to take this off again. I got the starter pedal off. So what I have to do is, here's my cover. And there's a little groove here where I can put the starter switch wire, the negative cable also, and then I got this thing. Also goes like this. Near as I can tell, it has to go around. Now you can't see anymore. Not real well, at least. I don't understand. There's just not a lot of room in here, I can tell you that. I guess I can now. I mean, I couldn't. It does fit. I thought I just tried it and it didn't. Because the way I'm trying to do it right now, I don't know how to do it. I can't see in there. There's not enough room. And like this nut right here is your stop nut. Maybe it was a starter spring. Can't lose that. I already lost it. Here it is. You need this to go in there. Alright, so I guess I'll hook this back on. And could have sworn I put that here. Pin over there. I would have put money on it, but I guess I put it there. So hook this back on again, which is super not fun. There is a flap there. I can see it that holds the cable. Maybe I can bend it back. Because the last thing you want is your starter switch wire or your battery cable to get caught up on these cogs and wind it up. I can't imagine that'll turn out well. Not at all. But I was done doing this right here. So I don't know how anybody with big hands does this. I mean, I'm fortunate that my hands aren't that big. But now I have to find the hole again, which was difficult the first time. Real difficult. Taking it off is easy. That's the easy part. Putting it back in, not so much. Because I can't rotate my fist in there, and I'm basically using fingers. I want this any higher. Do that right there. The Bendix is engaged. You don't want it any higher than that. If I'm just spitballing here. What if I'm an absolute idiot? What if I put this thing on upside down? And by the thing, I mean the rod. Because that's the only other thing that makes any sense now. What if I'm just a moron and I've put this in upside down? That's the clevis. Go down there. What if it goes this way? Does that make any sense? Well, if it does go this way, it makes the cotter pin go the right way. Does this rod fit through the starter lever is what my question is now. Does this drill pin or whatever you want to call it? Yep, it does. So that fits. And this would fit here. So maybe that's the ticket. Cows are getting mad at me. Fed. So if it goes like that, just spitball in here. And then we put this back on. probably still done it wrong. I probably should have done something different. This work. Got my cable where it goes. Something's holding. Try this. As my mother would say, this is frustrating enough to make a priest swear. My standard excuse is I'm a Frenchman, so I do everything backwards. Three-quarters of my grandparents are Canadian. My grandmother on my father's side is English. England. Hey, what do you know? I'm gonna put this back together, and I'll check back in with you in a couple minutes. I think I figured this out. What a dummy. Used to watch Sanford and Son back in the 70s with my old man when I was little. It just reminds me of Lamont, you big dummy.
Look here, you big dummy. I got a dummy for a son.
The only thing there's two things about old tractors I'm adamant about. One of them is I hate Chinese carburetors and I refuse to use them. Refuse. The second thing is if it came 6 volt, unless it's all missing, like if you buy a tractor and like it doesn't have anything, like there's just a battery on it, then converting it to 12 volts kind of makes sense because you have to buy everything anyway. But if you have a tractor and it's 6 volt, it works just fine. I've never had a problem with a 6 volt tractor that was tuned up the way it's supposed to be. One of the biggest things is getting good 6 volt parts. That can be an issue. Steiner has some really good 6 volt switches that I like. I'm going to put just a little bit of grease on this one. This one feels dry. Looks like a John Deere again. You have to grill back on and then put some herbicide on it. But see this? Look how it shines up. I don't know, is it wax? Or did somebody put baby powder on it? I'm kidding. I did hit this with some paint and I hit the frame, sanded it, and so now I've got two different shades of green, or hues of green, or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It is what it is. I'm not going to paint the whole tractor. I don't think that's a good idea. Especially this time of year. It's just hard painting. But we got the flywheel cover on. Got some grills back on. And got the tires all pumped up. Tires are brand new. Rims aren't brand new, but the rims are painted. I got brand new bearings and wheel covers on here. Any purists won't like the green, but I like the green. I think it makes it pop. First things I need to do is, I had an oops when I took this out, and I kind of knew when I was taking it out that little 5/16 was going to bust. And so I want to take my easy out and see if I can get that out without making it worse. If you're watching this, you probably know what an easy out is, but what it is you've got a drill bit. There's different drill bits, and so you drill a hole and then you put the drill in reverse and hook this little easy out in there depending upon what size you have, and hopefully without breaking it off and causing more problems, you can hook it and then spin the bolt back out. And most of the time I'm successful, but I have had times where I've busted the drill bit off inside and then I'm really hosed. So let's cross our fingers and hope that today's not one of those days when I really have a bad day. So if I put the camera up on there while I'm doing this, it's gonna look like you had a few T-Mini Martinis and it's gonna be shaking. So I'll save that. I'm working here for a little bit later. I got some cutting oil. It's kind of necessary. I kind of want to use, I think, it might tell me here what size to use for which one. It would be good if it did, because I don't want to go too small, but it doesn't. Select correct drill size. Let's go to correct drill size for what? Drill in reverse, yep, I know that. Drill hole in center, broken screw, use tap wrench, turn the drill extractor counterclockwise. Which I do have tap wrenches. But if you turn it too hard, you bust it. It's game over. But for like a 5/16, which one do I use? Well, I'll tell you, because down here, it says 3/32 to 5/32, 5/32 to 7/32. So 5/16 is, well, looks like I'm using the tiny one because 5/16 is definitely less than 5/32, but that's a really tiny little screw drill. With the Maine accent, it's always wrong. It sounds like fake as crap. Accent? I don't think so. The baseline of it is if you have a word that ends in A, you add an H or an R, and if it has an R in the middle, you put an H in it. Like Augusta is our capital, so we don't have an accent like Boston, because Boston sounds more dirty. Sounds more dirty. But now the problem I got now is, you can see what's happening, not long enough. It's like, now what do you do? That'll be fun if I bust it. Well, at least I got a bit in there. That's not working. I need a tap wrench. That's what I gotta do. That's how to do it. I got this little thing right here. Maybe this will work. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna get that tightened up enough to make it. I know one of these goes left and one goes right. So I guess that one stays that way and this one is the one you use. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Now you can see it. And I just don't know what to put on here to turn it without really having an issue. I guess vice grips is the next thing I'm going to try. And it's not going to come out. It's just going to bust or slip. I didn't bust it. Because before too much longer, I'm just going to say screw it and just put it back together without the bolt, because I don't want a leaky radiator. I don't have any idea how deep I can actually go. It's just that, that tension you get on it. Like, what am I turning? What is turning? Because I don't see a bolt coming out. And I don't want to bust my easy out. So, I just feel like that's not coming out. It's just not coming. So, I'm not that adamant about it. I don't feel a strong sense of it needs to come out. So there's a bunch more. I got 2 down here and 4 there, so it's still gonna have 6 in it. It's not like it's not gonna have anything in it. And it goes up underneath. So by the time I put these all back together, it doesn't have that one on it. Who cares? I know I don't. I don't care. I'd rather have one bolt not in it than have the radiator leaking out. I want to leave part of an easy out in there because that just looks like a hack job. Now it just looks like, well, yeah, you busted one off, but you didn't bust the tap off or the drill bit off in there too, and it looks like a real hack. So I'm just gonna put it back together. But anyway, that's enough for today. I appreciate you watching, and thanks for watching the channel. I appreciate all the commentary down below, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.